good race, Don Garlits. Two old pros. Excellent, excellent off the line, both men.
Roland trying to get back to that 5:54 earlier.
Excellent start. But McCullough asserts himself. White crosses the center line. It is Ed McCullough winning in the same lane that White had problems with in the semifinals. A 5:45, 260 miles per hour. Caps off an incredible night for McCullough. Don Garlits is there.
Did you notice the scoreboard?
Yeah, I did. I was kind of impressed with that, really. That was fun.
5:45.
Yeah, conditions are awful good right now. I think, you know, it's definitely the time to throw down a shot if you could, you know. We were kind of ready, you know. We thought, you know, White's certainly capable of running an awful good ET, and we weren't taking any chances racing him. So, you know, we're kind of happy about that. It's a nice time to win a race. Great morale builder.
Well, that's a great run for up here on this hill.
Yeah, Ed's been driving the car real well, and you know, the crew's doing a great job in the car, and I mean, I couldn't be happier right now. We really needed this at this point.
Well, a major victory for Federley, and McCullough puts them back in the hunt for the Winston Point Championship, Don Garlits.
Beautiful start. Jim White did a nice job off the starting line, but the McCullough power came on immediately, and White's car began to go out of control, crossing the center line, giving an automatic win to Ed McCullough. Really a nice race up to that point, but White had to get out of it.
No, I guess there's no such thing as the perfect race, but for Ed McCullough today, he came awfully, awfully close. Incredible. New track record, 5:45.
We'll take it. I want to say something. I've been with Larry Minor for 7 years. We've won a lot of races. The man's never been in the winner's circle with me. He's here. Larry, this one's for you. I can't wait till he gets here. It's bitching.
Did you think you could run this good on the mountain? 5:45.
Well, run 5:50. They had the track record at a 5:50 last year. The racetrack's just getting better and better here. You know, our Oldsmobile, she did good. The team.
And Bernie Federley, your crew chief, he never overstepped his bounds with this car.
I mean, we got a game plan. Bernie, he's holding us in here. Our guys, our Goodyear tires, everything's great.
Everything's great. Can't add anything to that.
His competition this year, KC Spurlock in the far lane. And now's the opportunity for McCullough to take revenge on Spurlock. It was the rookie coming out, the champion of the Winter Nationals, to kick off this 1990 season. Who was his victim? None other than Ed McCullough. This time it's reversed. McCullough wins 5:33 at 2:67. The losing time, 5:40 at 2:73. It was McCullough's race from the flash of the green light. One advantage of the gathering darkness, you can see the header flames, and here in replay, you saw McCullough react first to the Christmas tree. He built a big lead over KC Spurlock, held it all the way down the quarter mile until at the finish line in the near lane, Ed McCullough wins for the second year in a row.
1 year ago, exactly, we talked to this same man, Ed McCullough, but not quite the smile on his face then. You really earned this one.
Well, winning races is getting to the other end first on a good run. I don't know how good it was, but it was good enough to get there first. So.
What is it? They say age and treachery will overcome youth and exuberance anytime.
We'll take it. What'd we run?
In 5:33.
Well, we'll take that. I don't know. It's just, you know, we got some new Goodyear tires on here, and I don't know. They're working good.
Indeed they are. Congratulations, Ace. And by the way, that'll move you up, I believe, to like second in the points.
Well, you know, we've been struggling a little bit. You know, we were raced KC. You know, those boys have been doing a fine job. They got us at the Winter Nationals, and, you know, we didn't do good at Phoenix. Houston went to third round. We struggled here coming in, but our old Miller Oldsmobile pulled through for us here at the end.
Boy, it sure did. What a great race.
Thank you, Steve.
Now there's a happy man, Ed McCullough. Perseverance paying off.
Choice so critical as we get ready now for the funny car finals. And McCullough in the near lane. Larson to the far side.
is Ed McCullough, winning at Pomona for the first time in 18 years, winning his first ever Winston Finals title. And in the twilight, you can see the long nitro flames licking at those fiberglass bodies.
McCullough near lane, Larson far lane. McCullough wanted this race, took a nice starting line advantage and moved right out in front of Larson. And I doubt seriously, even though if Larson had not smoked the tires, he could have overcome that much of a starting line loss. So McCullough becomes our Winston Finals champion.
Let's join Steve Evans.
Well, when the car owner and the driver both live within an hour of the racetrack, it's always fun to win at home, Ace.
Boy, is this home, Steve. I mean, we got so many friends and relatives and family and people here. You know, I'm really glad to win at home. I mean, it's been a long time since we've won here. You know, just for Larry, for Miller. I mean, this is our last race with them, and I'm glad that we can go out winning for them. It's been a very good relation. I've enjoyed being with Miller, but things go on, and we're going on.
We'll see you next year, though.
Oh, we'll be back next year. You don't worry about that one.
So Ed McCullough, the winner of the funny car division at Pomona. We move.
Force has gotten his final instructions from Austin Coyle. For Bruce Larson, he selected the near lane. He had a 5:36 in the previous round. Let's ride with John Force on this run. John having to drive just a bit. Down across the finish line first in the championship to John Force at a 5.44 second elapsed time. His speed 270 miles an hour. John Force wins the Buttercraft Ford California Nationals, and as we look again in replay, he did it in fine style. Force reacting first to the starting light. He got off the starting line well ahead of Bruce Larson. Then as they traveled down track, he extended that lead. The victory, a 5.44 second win to a losing 5:47. Steve?
Well, John, as he picks up his $300 trick sunglasses, you've done it again. You've done it again.
It's amazing. It's great to do it here. And
listen to those fans.
To do it here in California, and you got to whip up on these guys when they give you the break. Without the sponsors, we know it. Here we are again, Casserole, Jolly Rancher, Easy Wider, the Wax Shop. I love all these people that support us. Give the deal to the crew. Austin Coyle's great. My crew's great, but I got to tell you something. Mooneyham, you're out there somewhere. We sacrificed your parts today, and my bill's running up. But that baby right into the lights before she blew the blower off her. But it was good running. Thank you.
Mooneyham, who builds the blowers. The big difference in this car was its top-end charge.
It came on. Coyle said he was going to give her some down there at the other end. And she went out, and all of a sudden she jerked the front end up. And I said, oh, talk to me, baby. But yesterday we sacrificed the blower and banged it, and I was crying about the parts bill. And she let another one go.
He's got plenty of money tonight to buy more than one supercharger.
Steve noted earlier, Jim White has had the performance to be a winner. He has yet, though, to take home an NHRA National Event title. Force last to stage. White gathering it in the far lane, but look at Force. And low ET of eliminations, a 5:37. John Force overcoming the starting line advantage that was gained by Jim White. His speed 275 miles an hour. John Force, for the second race in a row and the third of the season, takes home the victory. As we watch in replay, the reaction timer showed us that Jim White had nearly 0.04 of a second advantage off the starting line, but John Force's Oldsmobile had made that up quickly. As they passed the midpoint, Force was pulling ahead, and then at the finish line, the timer stopped with a 5:37.
John Force has owned this Budweiser Spring National since the moment this car rolled out of the trailer in qualifying. Now John, low elapsed time of the day at 5:37. She's yours again. He got you up the mark a little bit, though.
Oh, he's tricky over there, you little beauty. You scared the hell out of me, Wes. What can I say? Only took 18 years to stumble down this road and win a drag race. Got to give it to my sponsors. First of all, Casserole, Jolly Rancher, Easy Wider, the Wax Shop. All of them people, just like you read it on a car, especially Austin Coyle. My crew, what can you do without them? Same old lines, I've read it, and I'm saying them again, but it's got to be said. But most of all, My baby girl was born here 2 years ago on his Father's Day, and I done it again. How's that?
Ever any doubt in your mind, any round today?
From the very beginning. Yesterday, Coyle said, we are dead meat here today. And I said, well, buddy, that's what I pay you for. Go out there and fix this old heap so we can all keep our jobs. And he did it, but he had me worried. He changed blowers in the final. He turned around and he said, old Roland over there and them old boys are going to get real tricky. And it worked. What can I say? It stepped up.
3 races this year, the Winston points lead, the greatest year ever for the Brooklyn, John Force.
I want to say to my guys, no more Wednesday night match racing. It's a deal we made.
Oh, boy. Well, they love to hear that.
Mark Oswald in the far lane. The crew looking on intently for both drivers. A lot of pressure here on Force. A victory would move him 200 points further ahead of Ed McCullough in the Winston chase. And across the finish line first is John Force. His elapsed time, 5.33 seconds. He got off the starting line ahead of Oswald. His speed, 271, and he needed every bit of that whole shot. The time for Oswald was 5.30. Look in replay. 0.06 of a second approximately at the starting line for Force. That gave him the initial lead that he never relinquished. As they passed half track, Oswald was trying to pull back. He ran a quicker elapsed time, but was a little bit late off the starting line, and that proved to be the difference. At the finish line, 42 thousandths of a second, and the Keystone Nationals championships to John Force.
Just like 1 year ago, John Force has hole-shotted his opponent to win the Keystone Nationals. Your 5:33 beat his 5:30. Great job.
5:30?
You got it. His 5:30.
They made a mistake here. They gave me Orange County on Saturday night where I grew up and in the dark, and they gave me Austin Coyle and the best team, and Castro, Jolly Rancher, and Oldsmobile, and all these fans, and I love everybody, and that's what it's all about, I guess.
The best part is it's not on fire. It's not even singed. Maybe those troubles are over.
She's clean. I heard her on the burnout.
33 to 30.
On the burnout, I knew she was an animal, and Coyle said he was going for it. I was real nervous about it, but you ought to ask Coyle what he thinks, because this guy, I put a load on him, and I beat him up, and I'm tired of it. Coyle, give me some love over here, huh, buddy?
One thing we never tire of is listening to John Force.
And Mark Oswald at the wheel of the Candies and Hughes Ford Probe, following the instructions of his crewman D. Gadd as to the proper spot to stage on this racetrack. Ed McCullough in the near lane doing the same with his crew chief Bernie Federle, who puts him where he wants him and then walks to the back of the car to watch this final round of racing. Oswald has got to be considered the favorite. He's got the lane choice, meaning he had the quicker elapsed time in the previous round. A tremendous race at half track. And Mark Oswald returns to the winner's circle for the first time since the Mid-South Nationals at Memphis in May. 5:40 his elapsed time, his speed 275 miles an hour in a classic match with Ed McCullough. Both drivers identical reaction times off the starting line. Here it was a matter of having the clutch set just right as Oswald powered past McCullough in the middle of the race course and then streaked to the finish line with more than a car length lead.
It's just been a matter of time, Mark, but nobody thought it'd take this long.
It's taken too long. It was a good day for Motorcraft here with Bob and myself both winning. I'm real happy.
A 5:40 in the final. It was a perfect combination.
Yeah, we didn't really know. We wanted to make sure we got down the racetrack. We've struggled for so long now, and, it finally paid off. Ed was tough. He always is. I'm always nervous about racing him.
And I think when you get this kind of a combination back, it gives you confidence on the starting line. Everybody relaxes a bit.
It's the biggest thing people don't realize. When your car's running bad and you don't go very many rounds in actual competition, it's harder and harder for the driver to get good, and the competition rounds is what makes you good.
You've done good today.
Thank you.
Well, maybe good for Mark's sponsor. It's also good for Steve's prediction. Bear in mind, Steve, you're now 2 for 2.
Austin Coyle, plagued with so many problems already this weekend, talks about adding another to the list, that of blacking the crankshaft. That's an overload, an overheating of the crankshaft journal, which makes it unusable until repairs are made. Now Force staging in the far lane, as is McCullough in the near lane. Both taking their time. They're set. A tremendous start. And a close race. John Force wins it by just a couple of feet. The times of 5:38 at 269 miles an hour for the winner. McCullough with the starting line advantage could not find the power. His losing time of 5:43. Look at the start. McCullough had about 2/100ths of a second advantage. Then as they got closer to half track, John Force continued to maintain his lead. But by the time they came to the finish line, McCullough was trying to pull up alongside until he just ran out of racetrack.
Well, I'll tell you, after that fire yesterday and looking at this car, I've seen sicker dogs get well, but not very many, and not this well, John.
Well, I haven't got all the news. The sponsors, Castrol, Jolly Rancher, Oldsmobile, for giving us a great race car, Easy Wider, the Wag Shop. All these people are important. I did a good job driving the day. But what I want to say is, you guys come here. This is the hardest bunch of troopers I've ever had. We burnt the car up. We built the fuel tanks up. We did everything you could do to bring it back, a motor every round. And this is the best group, led by Austin Coyle, Bob Fisher, Butterfield, Harmson, Finn, and my newest, Stan Finn, my newest guy here, Morgan. And these guys are great, because you know what? It was almost over down there. Everybody was beat. And I just didn't think they could hang on much longer. I was sleeping in the lounge. I got to tell you the truth. I was beat. You did a good job. I thank all of you guys.
You did too, man.
And winning has made almost all the pain go away in that shoulder, unless, of course, beating him on the back brings it back.
It's the pain in the checkbook that'll take a little while to heal after this.
They did leave a trail of smoldering parts here at Brainerd.
This should be one of the better funny car races of the day. These two cars come into this round. John Force with a 550, Richard Hartman with a 551, and Richard Hartman has not been psyched out by any of these experienced drivers, so it should be very good car racing.
Absolutely. Richard Hartman does the clutch in his car, so he knows exactly what to expect. He's a valuable crew member as well. John Force, we all left first, everybody. We're right with Force, and we've won it. John Force via the whole shot. 5:45 to a quicker 5:44. Young Hartman will be sick about that. Let's go to Brock.
Well, I tell you what, Austin, they just don't come any closer than that. It was a hell of a drag race.
Boy, I'll say, the way the conditions were, we had to step our stuff up a little, still being scared of smoking the tires, and we got it to pick up to just what we were shooting for. Our opponent apparently picked up even a little more. I believe that's his best run of the race. So our driver pulled this one out for us, winning with a slower ET. I'm sure that'll make him happier than it makes me, but the money still spends the same.
You got it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great work, Austin Coyle.
The constant banter between Austin Coyle and John Force. It's so wonderful to listen to, Don Garlett.
Well, old John Force was certainly thinking about those Winston points when that light went green, because he pulled a hole shot on young Richard Hartman. And he needed it because he ran a slower ET than that kid. But it was very, very close. The kind of race that the fans really like to see. In the comparison, we see it. .488 for Force and a .517 for Hartman. And that's what won the race.
No sooner than these race cars stopped, both drivers started screaming, "Who won? Who won?" John Force, you won.
That was close.
Hey, since the snake, I ain't had a kid make me that nervous before. Terrible. I must be getting old, I guess.
This is the greatest year you've ever had, and we've only run 7 out of 19 races.
Well, we moved up in second, and yeah, it's going to be a long old season, but you know, what can I say again? Jolly Rancher, Castrol, Easy Wider, Wax Shop, all the people behind me all supported this car, especially my family, my wife, and Austin Coyle.
And you won in a hole shot, even sweeter.
A hole shot, I can't believe it. I thought I was late. I can't hardly talk, it's those braces again. I thought I was late.
You weren't late.
What was the time?
45 to a 44.
45 to a 40. He ran quicker.
Yeah.
Kyle, where's he at?
He'll be down here soon. Let's go to top fuel. Brock, Don.
Okay, let's go to Funny Car Finals with this Candies and Hughes automobile. Mark Oswald up. He will face off against Ed the Ace McCullough, going for win number 3. Steve Evans.
That's right. Don Garland, to take a brave man to try to pick one here. Are you that brave?
Well, the only thing I can say is, you know, Oswald's been in the final 2 years in a row. He's definitely hungry, but you can't count the ace out either.
Oh, absolutely not. Here's Oswald in the near lane. The car, crew, and driver have all performed beautifully today. Same could be said for McCullough. The ace off the mark first. But it is Oswald, the Ford Probe at 542 to a 547. Both pro stock and funny car racers have provided incredible final rounds.
Well, Leonard, I'll tell you what, you told me you're going to step it up a little bit the last time we changed that engine, but 542 was enough to win it.
Well, actually we did, but you can see the black, it was spinning the tires. It's black marked all the way to the lights, and it just never stops rotating. So
plenty of horsepower,
though, huh? No ET. Well, I don't know. That or too much clutch, and I don't know, track something. Evidently the track's good because these cars are running good. We're just not there, that's all.
Got to be pleased, though.
Yeah. It's good wins, no lie.
Yeah,
thank you.
Congratulations. Great work.
Well, Leonard never shows much emotion. You can bet he's really happy. As we watch the replay, we'll be able to see what Leonard was talking about. As the cars come off the pad, watch very closely, and you'll see some black marks start to appear on the racetrack. And this is what Leonard is talking about, causing a little bit of tire slipping. Very difficult to see here in the late afternoon, but it's out there.
Mark Oswald has won his first funny car title of the 90s. Great job.
It's about time. No, it was a good race. Ed and I always have good races. Our car just ran a little better on the other end. I mean, it was nip and tuck right there till the last couple feet.
You had a horrible time at the last race, Atlanta, smoking the tires. They're dried up now. You just need to go a little quicker to win some more.
Yeah, you know, I just thank everybody on this Motorcraft team because we've been trying some new things and we haven't looked real good performance-wise, but it is steady, and that put us in the final round.
Again, congratulations.
Thank you.